Hello, it is Tues Tuesday, December 9th, Tikkun Olam. Mm. And Rabbi just said he can't find the link.
Oh, that's
Somebody
funny
just,
because
Sharon just sent it to him.
what?
Sharon just sent it to somebody.
I did send it, but I don't think I put him on there because I just assumed I'll send it to him right
I
now.
sent it.
Oh, okay. I did because usually I do that ahead of time, and
Yeah.
I just realized I hadn't. And yeah.
Oh, here he is.
You gonna let him in?
I did.
Okay. We could have voted.
Okay, well, we're all here, I think.
Hello, everyone. Can
Hello.
you hear me?
Sure.
Yep.
Things look weird on my end, but we're just going to assume that things are working. So Zoom is going to do what Zoom does. Welcome, everyone, to our Tikkun Olam meeting. We're going to start out, if that's okay, with Rabbi, with his Devar.
Okay, be happy to. So this is the week in the Torah where we move past the patriarchs and matriarchs, and we move to the story of Joseph, and that's going to take up the rest of the book of Genesis, sometimes called the Joseph novella, because that's how long this section is. And uh, one of the things that's always intrigued me about this portion is this moment where Jacob sends Joseph out to find his brothers. And this is eventually what's going to lead to Joseph being sold into slavery. But the problem is that when he goes out to where his brothers are supposed to be pasturing the flock, they're not there. And instead, Joseph runs into a guy who says, they went that way, right? And Joseph goes that way and finds his brothers and gets sold into slavery and ends up in jail in Egypt and then ends up interpreting Pharaoh's dream and becoming second in command to Pharaoh. And if that hadn't happened, then we wouldn't have been slaves in Egypt and there wouldn't have been a Moses or an Exodus or all the rest of the Torah. So everything in the whole Torah and really our whole tradition hinges on this one guy out in the field, right? Who sets everything into motion. And I think that that's such a strange detail. Some people think it must be an angel. You know, how could it not be, right? The guy doesn't have a name. He doesn't he seems to know who Joseph is, know who the brothers are, but doesn't ask that, you know. Guy says, "What are you looking for?" He says, "I'm looking for my brothers. They went that way," you know. So, but the point is really that there are turning points in our lives, that there are sometimes people who are angels for us, who maybe point us in a particular direction. But it's also when you ask yourself, you know, what does this all add up to? You know, can what can one little person do, right? You can say there's one little unnamed person in the Torah changed everything, made everything happen. So any one of us can be that person. We may not be able to be Joseph and be second in command. You know, we may not be able to be Abraham or Jacob or even Isaac, but we can all be that person who says, I think you ought to go in this direction, right? And help find somebody else find their purpose and find their way in life. Can you hear that song? This be God's will.
Yes, koach.
Thank you so much. Um, we don't have a ton to cover tonight. I'm going to dive right into reports. We had our second Lev learning sharing Shabbat, or was it our third? Second.
Second.
Doesn't matter. And it went very well. The fourth graders made painted kindness rocks, and we had fun. And thank you to Andy and Rich for helping out. And I really like that we're doing this, and we got some positive feedback from parents who thought it was great that we were doing this. And so that was great. Our next one is in January, and the students are going to be decorating placemats that will go with Meals on Wheels. We may also be able to use them for our Ma'ot Chatim. I don't have that.
Meot team.
Sorry.
I can't help myself.
I know
Okay,
what
it's
Vanessa
what Vanessa
said.
is here for is
Yeah.
yeah.
Totally.
You're the gabbai of the Tikkun Olam committee.
Yes.
The
Yes.
person who
Sure,
makes
share
things
it.
pronounced properly.
Meot team.
Exactly. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
And what Vanessa said. And we may be able to also do this in the future for those food deliveries as well. But for now, we're doing Meals on Wheels. And then the next thing I want to talk about, our Hanukkah gift drive was a fabulous success. We got 100% participation. Thank you to Andy and Amy and Sharon and Joanne for helping sort, and Vanessa. And the only thing that I think I would change for next year is I had people put their names and numbers on the ticket when you tear it off, and we keep one piece. Definitely need to put emails on there. People are more responsive to email than they are to their phone. A lot of people don't pick up a number that they don't know. The other thing is, as those tickets come in, I think we can make a Google Doc out of it so that we're not frantically sorting those the last day, which was sort of Andy's job. And maybe we won't have to do that this time. And we can also we can respond and say, oh, Joe Smith, thank you so much for taking this candle. Reminder, it's due blank date. And just put some of the reminders on there, and then we can check them off as they come in, and we're not doing this the day before. Also, Vanessa pointed out next year, Hanukkah is very early. Starts, I think you said December 4th.
Yep.
So we will be doing this in October, starting in October.
Right after Sukkot.
Which that doesn't sound right, but we'll definitely have to get it all done before Thanksgiving. And
I have to say, and Lynn was there, I think they have their stuff together, because last time they came in vans and we tried to get it all in. This time they had two moving guys, a big moving truck, and chick-chock, it was ready to go.
The movers brought these gigantic boxes on wheels, filled it all up, taped it, and we're out of there in 20 minutes. It did a beautiful job. It was so easy.
Yeah.
So hopefully they do that in the future.
Do we have a way of doing anything like saying thank you to the people who brought in gifts?
I can do a general thank you, but this year I did not track each person. I plan to next year so we can do the reminders.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can thank them. We thank them on Facebook. We, thank them. We thank them en masse. We did not thank them individually.
Yeah. Next year I absolutely can do that, because I want to make this Google Doc to track.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Absolutely.
Because we were sweating it at the end. There was like half a dozen, because if you have to go out and buy one present, but to buy 6, and they all came in, I think.
They all came in. Some were at the absolute last minute, but every single gift came in. So I think we also should give ourselves one extra day. We were sorting the day before they had to be picked up. And that's just how it worked out because of where Thanksgiving was in the calendar. Next year, let's try to give ourselves a little extra time
to
track down the stragglers. But we had less stragglers this year than last year.
Yes.
So thanks for everyone's help with that.
The nice mitzvah.
It's lovely. And many people asked if they could do more than $50, and we said, please don't. They're trying to keep it fair. Let's stick to the amount that they've requested. And you could always, I said, you could always take another candle if you want to buy something for another child. So,
We had a security guy who was running the president's back, and one was, a full skateboard. But he said to us, if they don't take all the candles, I'll take one, which I
Yeah.
thought was really beautiful.
that was really sweet.
Mhm.
So, Sharon, would you mind giving us a little update about upcoming speakers and collections?
Sure. So uh, we did the gifts in November, but also we started collecting food for collaboration with North Shore Unitarian Church for their neighbor to neighbor program. Think they mentioned that they've got 60 families that they're making deliveries to. I think it's every other week. I could maybe Rabbi knows more, but anyway, we are continuing to collect through December 21st, and the donations have dropped. We're not getting as much, so just a reminder to, let your friends know or to keep bringing it in through the 21st. January, we have Tikkun Olam Shabbat on January 16th, and then the MLK, I don't know what we're calling it, Day of Action or something on that Sunday. And we talked about doing a collection, in conjunction with that. So we can discuss that when we get to talking about the Day of Action discussion. Um, February is Jewish Disability Awareness Month, and we have a speaker that Sophia actually recommended an organization. It's Great Lakes. Oh goodness, it's GLASA,
Great Lakes
Great Lakes
Adaptive Sports.
Yes.
Association.
Yeah.
And they work with children from age 3 up through adults, helping them with adaptive sports. And they also work with including veterans. And so we have someone coming from that organization on our Tikkun Olam Shabbat on February 20th. And then we will do some kind of a collection for them, sports equipment, gently used new, but I don't know exactly what it's going to be. And then March, we don't have a Tikkun Olam Shabbat, but we're going to be collecting stuffed animals again. This will be our 3rd year that we've done it for Lake County Children's Advocacy Center.
Sharon, did you say in January, do we have a speaker in January? No.
We have not, I don't know what's been decided about that.
Okay.
So we need to clarify that too.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. So we will clarify that. And we will be talking more about Day of Action in just a little bit. Thank you, Sharon, for all your help on programs and collections. Rabbi, you wanted to talk about faith over fear?
And actually, I have a couple other things, I guess, now too, since I last talked to you.
Of course.
Okay. So, but there are several different interfaith groups working on this immigrant and refugee issue. And the groups that have been going out to Broadview, I've been a little hesitant to just publicize for everybody because uh, there's been some arrests out there and things like that. But Faith Over Fear is also an interfaith group and really lovely. And it's been all of their things have been really peaceful and just loving things. But what they're doing is going around to different communities. So I think is that a Friday? I've lost track of days here. But I think the first Friday of the month, they go to a different neighborhood. And so last week was Little Village. In January, it's going to be on the south side of Chicago. I don't know the exact address, but I just mentioned it in part because it's something that I think we can recommend to our members that they attend. That certainly anybody who wants to go out to Broadview and risk arrest is welcome to, but I hesitate to recommend that to folks. But the Faith Over Fear group, I mean, I think is one we could publicize and tell people about. And this one in Little Village was great. And then afterwards, a bunch of us decided to go get some lunch in Little Village, and so it's actually good for the communities that they're going to as well. Um, I just bring it up so that I can keep you guys posted, and maybe we can get the word out and actually try and get some of our folks to come out and attend those things. It happens that the next one I'll be in Israel, so I won't be able to go to the next one, but so we could wait till February if you want, because the December one already happened, and so the January one's the first one in January, so it's right after New Year's. So maybe it makes sense to wait till February, and we'll see what neighborhood they're going to. And but I wanted to sort of put it in your minds to think about. Um, and let me just mention a couple of other organizations and stuff that's coming up. So there's a group called MIHA, um, which is the Multi-Faith Immigrant Justice Alliance. Mija, of course, is Spanish for my daughter as well. So it's a pretty clever acronym. A group that just formed. It's made up of people from ICER and Arise and some other groups. They're going to do a survey actually to congregations to see whether people feel like they've had enough outreach and know what they're doing when it comes to this ICE stuff or not. So when that survey's done, I'll get it to Lynn, and you can decide whether you're doing it or farming it out, Lynn. But it doesn't make sense for me to answer the questions because I'm getting 100 calls a day about it.
Yeah.
But I want to know whether you guys are feeling like there's something missing and something that would help understand the issue better. So that was the second thing. Coming up on the 18th, and we tend to plan a lot farther ahead than some of these groups do, but they're planning an event at Federal Plaza downtown and walking to ICE headquarters on Ida B. Wells. So, so that's going to be on the 18th of December at 10 a.m. If anyone wants to go down and do that. But technically, what it is it's an event called Posada, which is actually a Christian event. So, but the 18th also happens to be International Migrants Day. So we're going to tie those two things together. So I will probably be speaking, and then there'll be some kind of an a Christian prayer. 'Cause posada is Spanish, I think, for like inn, right? And so this is it's to remember that Joseph and Mary were unable to find lodging, which is why they end up in a manger in a barn, having a child, right? So it's become a thing about hospitality and letting people in instead of turning them away, and so it fits for International Migrants Day. So I'll send some. Who should I send information to? To you, to Sharon,
Yeah,
both?
me and Sharon.
Okay. And again, I don't see any reason to think it won't be peaceful. It will probably be lovely and an interesting experience to see, and it'll be cold.
Yeah.
So, but it's worth thinking about, and I'll definitely be driving down, so I have a couple of seats in my car if someone wants to go down and get a ride. And what else? I mentioned me. Oh, Cornelius Parks. Just to remind you that in February the church does this event Love Day on Valentine's Day, and So Cornelius invited us to come down as we did, I think we did that last year, right?
Yes.
To help pack up meals and send them out to people and stuff like
We
that. So,
did. We didn't have to bring anything. I don't know how it's like 1,000 packages. I don't
yeah.
know how he does it.
So he has corporate sponsors come in and do that, but we help sponsor a little bit of it too.
Yeah.
Uh, a very nice donation was made to the Human Needs Fund with the requirement that it be spent on hunger relief. Really. So,
This would
so
be
I,
good.
I put them in touch with Cornelius. I'm not sure what's going to come from that, but they were actually, you should know, helping with the neighbor to neighbor program. They made a nice donation to that, and um, so um, so we're as usual carrying our weight and more when it comes to this stuff around town. I think those were one, two, three, four things. Yeah, I think that was it.
Excellent. Sharon?
Just piggybacking on Fabi, so we've gone down twice for this Valentine's
Mhm.
um event, and they do get, and then like I don't know if it was Grubhub or one of the delivery
Yeah.
services helped
DoorDash.
take it. But I know when I mentioned that it was going to be on a Saturday, Rabbi, last year you said you have bar mitzvah or something.
I didn't even
So,
think about that. Let me see. February 14th.
uh, because I said, what are we going to do next year?
Oh,
It's Shabbat, and you said, well,
yeah.
that was okay, but you
Right.
personally probably couldn't go.
That is true.
So,
I probably I won't be able to go because Rabbi Evan, of course, is on sabbatical, and so I'm covering all of the services for the next
right. So
couple
we
of
should
months.
probably
But you
start
guys can
working on
pray with your
getting
feet, as Rabbi Heschel said. I would encourage that.
right. So, but yeah, we should probably start early getting, I don't know, like right after January, January 2nd or whatever, start getting people to to see who can go.
What's
Hmm.
the date of it again? I'm sorry.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
It's
it's on
February.
Valentine's Day every year. So it's the February 14th. Cornelius is planning to come up here for our Hanukkah dinner and service just for fun again, like he did on I think that was Yom Kippur. He came up and was
This is a much better,
I was gonna say he did come up for Yom Kippur for fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely Yom Kippur. Well, it was interesting. He just wanted to see it. But this time, by the way, he is recently married.
Mm.
So if you met his fiance, they got married, and so that's very nice. And so I expect she'll be coming as well, and maybe a few other members of the church. I'm waiting to get a count from him for Hanukkah. So
That's definitely more fun.
yeah,
And the food's better.
right. It's a deli dinner, so I think he's excited about that. But Mm, but they won't have the livers from Max's that he really likes. So
So thank you so much, Rabbi. We will publicize all these worthy events. And I want to thank you for bringing those to us and for your work on the immigrant issues.
thanks.
Um, our Martin Luther King Day of Action is going to be on Sunday, January 18th, during Lev Learning. It's intended for the entire congregation, but doing it during Lev Learning means that the students will be there, and I believe we're asking that parents attend as well. I am going to have a phone call with Brad Weiss tomorrow, who's on the Love Learning Committee, and we're just going to touch base with each other and make sure we're uh, on the same page. And I'm going to ask that the Love Learning communicate with parents to stay for that, and also that we would like some volunteers for each classroom, particularly in the younger grades. Um, The vision for this is that the students will stay with their classroom as their group and they will move around to the projects. Um, and that adults can stay with their student, or if they're not with a student, they can pick a project as well. Plus, we will have groups that have set up their own table that are giving out information about what they do. I've asked the refugee group if they would like to have a table. I haven't heard back. I believe the green group is planning to have a table. And Andy, I need to touch base with you. Jenny Futterman wanted to collect used shoes to be recycled. So we're going to talk about that. Amy, you're on mute.
No, I'm okay. I just hit my leg.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So right now, tentatively, it looks like we're going to have the Charlie Project, which is a dog rescue. They are bringing dogs and they will have their own room, and students that don't want to be with the dogs or have allergies will have an alternative project to do. We're going to use fleece and you braid it to make these tug toys for dogs. And then we're going to do my very own blanket, which is a project we've done at the summer day of action that we've done in the past. What else are we doing? Rich, do you know if RAC has any letter writing or postcard campaigns going right now? We could have adults do that sort of thing.
I'm not aware of anything right now, but
Okay.
I'm sure there will be something.
Let me know if there's anything appropriate for January.
Okay.
Um,
There, Lynn,
yes.
the Jewish Earth Alliance often has, I think it's the Jewish Earth Alliance. They have letter writing things. I
Okay.
hardly ever make it to their meetings, but they are, they always have an issue to write on. So I definitely would be happy to find out.
Great. We are going to be doing packing backpacks with food. We're going to ask the seventh graders if any of them have their mitzvah projects that they'd like to have a table to either sell bracelets that they've made or give out information about their projects.
So the rack always has issues. And I was just Googling, this is Urge Congress, this is about health care.
Great.
So there's always things to take action on.
Okay.
And I'm happy to champion that. Separation of church and state, that might be a
Great.
good one. So,
Great.
Right.
I figured there's plenty of
plenty.
issues.
And God knows we have a month to go.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was with Dick Durbin the other day when he reintroduced the what do you call it, the Dream Act,
Okay.
for the last time as a senator, and maybe the last time as the charm. So there may be something we can do related to that in terms of letter writing too.
Okay. We, in terms of what the students will do, there's the Charlie Project, the backpacks, the pet toys. There was more. Oh, making bracelets for children in the hospital, kindness rocks, and I think that's where we are. There's a few more pending that we haven't heard back from various organizations about what we can do for them. So it's still in progress, but it's coming together. And then I guess we need to decide, obviously those are the sort of mitzvah projects. I would like to tie it to both the teachings of Jewish values and the teachings of Martin Luther King. That's not really my area of expertise. So if Rabbi, maybe if you could help us with that.
Sure.
we probably need to solidify that a little bit, because I don't want to just do projects to do projects. There's a reason why we do these, and I guess we should probably convey that to the lead learning students.
So on their website, the RAC has
Mhm.
Stop Racism.
Okay.
So check up. So this, take action. Maybe this is the one for us to focus on.
Okay.
I mean,
There's
reparations for slavery, all of that.
so many issues. Maybe we'll pick one or two and
Yeah.
focus
Yeah, yeah.
on that.
Lynn,
Yes.
yeah, two things. I haven't been in on the planning of these things, but have you ever reached out to Lamb's Farm or Keshet?
Not in regard to this upcoming Martin Luther King Day of Action, but I know we have in the past.
Okay,
That was a little before my time on this committee, but I know we have done things with Keshet.
Yeah.
I don't know about Lamb's Farm.
it might be maybe, I don't know. It might not
Okay.
be something that it would work, but I used to teach yoga there, so I have,
Okay.
you know,
I am writing that down and we will look into it.
what about home?
I'm sorry.
Housing opportunities and maintenance for the elderly. That was Gail Schechter's place. They might have need of something.
They might. They might. They came and spoke, didn't they, last year?
Yes.
Am I remembering that?
Yes,
Okay.
really.
Okay.
Just
We're trying to do it a bit more hands-on than in the past, because previously there wasn't a lot of participation with families and students. It was just tables, and
yeah.
we're trying to do more hands-on. So I will look into those. We got a request today from Collaborative Community Housing Initiative. They sent an email to Holly and she forwarded it to me. They are looking to build. Oh, they're in the process of renovating of what was the Auberge Memory Care Facility next to the Highland Park Police Station to become the first living cooperative for adults with disabilities. They would like for us to help publicize their work and their fundraising, and I'm sure they would love a donation. We'll have to talk about that. So I can forward that information to everyone so you can see it.
It's a great housing opportunity, and I can share with you that my son Jonathan is going to be living there, and it's really something that as time goes on, we're going to need more and more of this for
Absolutely.
adults with disabilities and on the autism spectrum, and they're doing everything I think really well and getting grants from Highland Park and and partnering with Keshet and other organizations in the area.
Great.
And it's definitely a not-for-profit 501(c)(3) and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. Okay. Great.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything, any questions, anything to add, any ideas? Our main focus right now is going forward at the Martin Luther King Day of Action, and so I will be reaching out, finalizing details on that. And the only other thing coming up is the Make Less Mess dinner on December 12th. We do need volunteers at the free store on December 21st. Sharon put the link in the agenda for you to click on if anyone's interested. And then, Sharon, we should talk with Vanessa and others about what we're going to do if we are going to do anything for Friday, January 16th, in terms of the Shabbat service, or if we're just going to focus on Sunday, the 18th.
I'm pretty sure there's choir that night, right, Rabbi?
I'm checking right now. I think so.
Um, and I mean, we'll be sharing this with everybody, but we are all going to do some Tikkun Olam projects when we're in Israel. We're going to Yad LaKashish, which is a sheltered workshop for adults. And the last time I was there, there's a lot of Russians. You know, I thought, oh, I'll go in and speak Hebrew, but if you spoke Yiddish, you'd get a lot farther at Yad LaKashish. And Russian probably even farther still. And we'll be sharing that when we come home.
Great.
Is there time for a speaker on Friday the 15th or whatever it is? Because I was thinking, what about somebody from Color, the Jews of Color?
Yeah, from JCUA. It's that's a possibility, Rich. So there's time like there is at another at any Tikkun Olam Shabbat, I don't have to preach, so
Well, I was just thinking tying it in with Martin Luther King Day.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
somebody want to get back to me? Because I can reach out to JCOA and get a
Yeah.
speaker.
Well, I think I can speak for that. You can speak to them, Rich. See if they
Okay.
don't have an event of their own going on that night, maybe
Um, okay.
but
And if not, maybe we can do it some other time.
Right.
That's okay.
yeah.
That works. Wait, Sharon doesn't agree.
Well,
Sharon.
that was, so we were given for Tikkun Olam Shabbat dates for this year, and that's one of them. So we didn't, I mean, that's one of our four, so I would assume that we were, time was going to be made for a speaker if we
Right.
want to do something that night. So
Okay.
I would say that
Right.
sounds like a wonderful, a good match.
Okay. Great. So yes, please reach out. Um,
Okay.
And
and
as soon as we have something, just let me know so we can get it into the publicity. I mean, I think people are going to come anyway, but our publicity, we're going to be closed, from Christmas to New Year's, and that's when we do the January PR, and it's there's like a 10-step process. I'm kidding, but
yeah,
But
I'm
yeah, we
only
need to
exaggerating a
know
little.
soon.
yeah. No,
So
it's only a 9-step process, Vanessa.
exactly.
Okay, well, that is all I have for tonight. If anyone has anything else, let me know. As always, call or email if you have ideas, questions, anything. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. And
Thank you.
I just want to thank everyone on this call, and a lot of you were very instrumental in the gifts. And it is a lovely project, but it is super time intense. And special thanks to all of you.
thank you so much.
Amy,
Thanks,
a quick
everyone.
question for you. Is the free store accepting furniture these days or yes? Okay. Because someone called me and
It
I'll
has
find
to
out.
be any large pieces like sofas or chairs, they have to be screened. It actually
Yeah.
goes to Linda Muskin, but it's the Deerfield Free Store, email, and they send
Okay.
pictures of the furniture, like lamps and small pieces they can just bring, but
Okay.
like tables and chairs and beds and things have
Sure.
to be approved.
Are people
Okay.
coming?
I I was hoping somebody from the team was going to be here
I
tonight.
know. I know.
They're getting a couple appointments every. I've only been going once a month. When I'm there, there's like two families, and then they used to have like 10 appointments a month, and now it's maybe five. I mean, but I don't have the details. Um,
Listen, I'm sure it's a combo planner. Not that many refugees coming in, refugees being nervous about going there. It's just terrible.
And they did open it up, to some other populations, like a safe place,
Mm.
but that's for January, we should make sure that we have somebody from their lead team.
Yeah.
And
Um,
get some more information.
yeah. And
Yeah,
I
I
know
didn't volunteer last month. I wasn't available on our day, so I haven't been there.
Yeah, I was there and I'm going the next time, but I know Linda had knee replacement surgery
Oh,
a couple weeks ago. She's doing I don't know. She's doing fine, but I think,
Yeah, the
she's
week,
also not been there.
right. The week before her husband spoke.
Oh, right. So,
well, thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Thanks
you.
so much,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Have a really good night.
Bye.
mhm.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.